All right. Hi, Spark Plugs.
Hey, Spark Plugs. It's Kate.
And it's Z.
Today we're here with Angelina Rocca, and we're going to learn all about Angelina and our friend Brenna.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Brenna. Hey, Angelina. So good to have you guys here. Look at your beautiful faces.
Thank you.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
All righty. So I think we were just going to start off with some rapid fire questions just to get the party started. All righty. So the first one is, what is your most useless talent?
I can get rid of the hiccups in like a few seconds. I like sit and focus on my diaphragm and my breathing. I can stop them. Yeah. It's good.
That's like magical.
I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah. Is that right? I don't know.
Well, I imagine that would be kind of difficult if you're recording. You kind of can't have hiccups, so you got to get rid of it pretty quick.
No, but I mean, they're all around like frustrating to get the hiccups. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
They are. They do get annoying for sure. I was told.
Song. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead, shoot again, Kate.
Oh, okay. What's your go-to karaoke song?
I Will Survive.
Good song.
Right? Some disco, some dancing.
Yes, you gotta do some some dancing.
I'll always be the background dancer. I'm not singing.
Right. I also like Respect. Respect.
Oh, you pick hard songs.
No.
Those are good ones.
Like cheering you all on.
Those ones are the good ones, though. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to get the crowd riled up and
sing along.
Choosing songs that the crowd will join you with.
Right. Exactly.
That's a good point.
All right. Really good point. Who is your favorite actor?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Who's my favorite actor? I don't know if I have. Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh,
I love him. Yeah.
So good.
I love like the tortured dark. Like he looks like. And then who's that other one? Maybe something Rhys Meyers, where they look like they're just
Jonathan Rhys Meyers.
Yes, it's like they're on the verge of like tears or a breakdown or like just completely going. You know what I mean? There's that kind of look in their eyes where it's like,
yes.
I love. Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Dark hero.
That is so funny because he is one of my favorites. Jonathan Rhys Meyers. Yeah, I absolutely adore his acting and just August Rush, The Tudors, if you watched that TV show.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yes, so talented.
Yep. Okay, Kate.
What's your favorite book?
Oh, I can't answer that question because I have too many favorites. Like people ask me this all the time, and I'm like, it depends on what mood I'm in. Like I love. I don't even know if they're young adult. No, they're like kids, but like I love Harry Potter. I love his Dark Materials. For like romance, there are so many I love. Like Praise by Sarah Kate is like, I don't know why, but it's like just one that I connect with that I love so much. But I can't name a favorite. I can't do it.
Too many to name. It's like almost kind of like, what's your favorite song? Like there's too many.
Yeah.
There's too many.
Yeah.
You could never pick just one.
Which TV show would you love to feature in?
The Vampire Diaries. If it was still shooting. It is my comfort show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Team Stefan or Damon?
Team Damon.
Yeah.
Morally gray all the way.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Ian Holder did such a good job too. Like,
It's so good.
Another torture person. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
With
All day.
sweetener or black?
With vanilla or hazelnut syrup and cream. I like a dessert tasting coffee.
dessert
Yep,
coffee.
I was going to just ask Brenna too. I'd be like, hey, what about Brenna?
What about you?
I love a dessert coffee.
Do you?
Today it's tea though. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I'm
if I have coffee right now, I'll never go to bed tonight.
Fair.
Straight black coffee, and it's got to be almost room temperature so I can just chug it right away and get all the caffeine and not sit.
I mean, it's efficient. It's an efficient use of it.
Yeah. I work in medical. I don't have time.
So just
that
sip
stuff's gotta.
Yeah.
Fair.
I still think they need a caffeine patch just to slap it right on there.
Right? Slap that right on. That would be great. I guess I could walk around with like an IV pole and
You
They
can get a
line
little finger patch.
Not really.
I'm the only tea drinker here. That's fine.
Wait, do you put cream in your tea or milk in your tea?
No.
Okay, because that's really gross.
Hot.
Yum.
But I'll drink it. I can drink it cold too.
Well, yeah, mine's kind of cold-ish, but it's still good. It's fine.
A good ginger tea is good too. But I just like just the tea one.
I love ginger tea.
Yeah, ginger tea is so yummy. Okay. Are you a take a hike or cuddle on the couch person?
Cuddle on the couch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially a good blanket and a good movie.
Hiking seems like a lot of work. Kate and I talk about, she's like, oh yeah, we can go hiking. I'm like, you know what? I'll sit under a tree and wait for you.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Go on.
like mountain climbing. Just a nice walk through the woods. I like to be outside.
But
I don't
if
want
there's
to
shade
climb.
and if there's shade and a nice walking trail.
Yeah.
Shade. I need shade.
Yes. I agree. And I feel I grew up in a rural community where everybody likes going for hikes and doing things. And I'm like, you just walk? Like, is that what you're just walking for hours? Is that what you're
Not
doing?
going anywhere, just walking.
I'm just walking, looking at and I'm like,
we're just killing time, walking the birds. It's nice.
For hours.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Maybe 2 hours, and then that's probably enough.
Yeah.
2 hours.
2 hours?
I like to be outside.
Do you picnic? Like, do you sit? Do you have a picnic? Like, or is it just...
I don't like bugs, so I won't bring food because, like, the possibility of, like, ants. And it's a valid point. Like, I'm not trying to fight with Mother Nature. No, but I will walk and take a water bottle.
Fair.
That's about it.
I'm outdoorsy if I'm, like, laying on a beach blanket or beach chair on the beach, That's my extent of being outdoorsy. So, yeah.
Yes, I love that too.
Yeah.
Give me a good beach and some water, and I overheat anyway, so actually I'll be in the water.
Yeah.
Fair.
Alrighty. All right, Kate.
Okay, so tell us how you came into narration.
Oh my gosh. It's okay. I'll try to be brief. I promise to be brief. Well, this was a little over 2 years ago, and I'd been working in journalism for about 15 years, and decided I needed to leave my work because it was really high stress, high pressure, lots of hours, and it was like still during COVID, and in Canada, in Ontario specifically where I'm from, all of our restrictions were really severe. And so I was trying to juggle going into work, but my kids kept being kept home from school because every time you had a sniffle or something, you had to keep them home for 10 days. And it was like it was a lot. And just the stress of it and all, so I left my job as a journalist, and I just kind of sat there thinking, what are the things that I love? What are the things that I do well? and voice work, obviously, because I've used my voice my entire life. I edit audio, like I worked in network radio news, so I edited documentaries and could do that. I love books, I love performance and entertainment, so I took a couple of voiceover courses. One of them was just strict commercial voiceover, and the other one was audiobook narration, and I fell in love after the first class and just hustled my butt off and learned, and that's how I got into it.
Oh, I
Oh
love
my
that.
I
gosh,
love
what
that
a
story. I
cool
love it.
journey though, and just doing all that editing stuff, so it made it like easier for you to be able to edit your like audio clips and everything, correct? And you
It did. Well,
already
I
were
mean,
like pro at it.
well, at the beginning, a lot of narrators start by auditioning for royalty share books on a place called ACX. And with ACX, the narrator is responsible for the editing and mastering of the whole book.
Wow.
So I had the capacity to do that. I still needed help though. So for that class, one of the assignments, the second class, was to set up an ACX profile and look around and just see. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to try some auditions because I have my space set up already. So I might as well just like practice. And I got the first book that I auditioned for.
Wow.
But I was like, okay, now what do I like? How do I? Because ACX requirements are really strict. So anyways, I got a lot of help for that first book. But yeah, it was good.
That is amazing. So
That's
then I guess
crazy.
I have like a follow-up question.
Okay.
How hard was it to like leave what we would consider a traditional job space with all these not requirements, but to be a good mother and to provide for your household? We have a very simplistic expectation or reality of what a job is. How hard was it to just dive in and say, hey, I'm going to try this?
Yeah.
You know what? For me, it wasn't as difficult because my job always came second to my family, to my kids. So I was always the primary caregiver. So the work that I did was like my shift started at 3:30 in the morning. I was done by noon, and then I could pick them up from school and do all the evening activities. So I was already the primary caregiver and working really odd days and off hours. So it wasn't the traditional that wasn't so hard. It was, I'll be honest with you. I mean, when you work in something like network national news, which is like you tell someone that and they're like, oh, like the Canadian version of like BBC or NPR. It was like it is a outwardly impressive job to have, and I was miserable. But now it's like it took me a while to kind of settle into the fact that like if people ask me now what I do, and I'm like, I narrate romance. Like that's what I do. It's not as like it's interesting, but it's not as like impressive to people. But now I've kind of like come into myself in that like I don't care. Like I love what I do so much that I just like I don't, whether it's like a traditional job or what people expect me to do. Like some of the moms will say like, oh, but it's not that erotic stuff, right? And
Sure
I'm like,
is.
hey, actually, as a matter of fact, I love those moments because I am fully myself more than I have ever been.
Oh, I love that.
That's such a great answer. I love that.
I know, right? Like mic drop. I love it.
Well, it's crazy because you go through your whole life and you're kind of taught like you have to do this, this, and this, and this, and it's like, and then you like you said you're miserable, and then you just take this chance and you're like, wow, like almost like why didn't I do this sooner? But I feel like you have to go through those lessons to get to where you're needing to be. But I love that. I admire that bravery because I could never.
Oh, well, I mean, it's hard because you do have like people have these expectations on us, right? The way we're supposed to behave, the things that we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to achieve. And it's like, people have responsibilities and that's obviously definitely a consideration. But I spent enough of my life worrying about what other people think about me. You know?
Yeah.
Yes. And when you find that inner peace and just say, fuck it, this is who I am. I'm full in body embracing it. It's just a different type of peace. And it's so important that everybody take the time and find that for themselves.
Yeah, even just a little
Absolutely.
bit. Yeah.
Right, Brenna? I mean, Brenna, you have books, like the content that you do, it is like, this is something for you, right? Yeah.
And it's wonderful, like seeing all your reels and everything. Oh, I love seeing them. And you're so creative. It is. I'm like,
I try to have fun with it. So it's.
Yeah. And that's the whole point, right? It's having fun with it.
Yeah. And then it's kind of funny because, I'll tag the people that are, that it's targeted or who it's about. And then, they'll see it, they'll comment, and I'm just like, oh God, they saw it. Oh God, what is that? But you know what? It's funny because you do these things and you don't think anybody ever is going to see it, and then they do.
And love it.
I just like sharing the love. That's what I want to do.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I love that too. And Brenna, speaking of that, aren't you going to be an influencer for LIT?
So, yes. That is next March in Charleston, South Carolina, which I'm excited for. Any kind of a book signing that is road trip distance means I'm going to get lots of books. I think the last one I did, I think I came home with like 20, 30 books. I'm a little nervous. I'm not really sure what it entails because I've never done anything like that before. But I had said earlier this year, I said I'm going to put myself out there, and if they say yes, they say yes. If they say no, then that's fine. Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. And then I get to come on and do stuff like this with you guys. So I never saw this as part of this. Wasn't on my bingo card for 2024. I'm just going to embrace it. I'm along for the ride, and it's fun. And I'm
my gosh.
Yeah.
So excited for you though, and we are totally here for this.
Well, buckle up. It's going to be a fun ride. So yeah, it's a good time. Yeah.
All right. So next question, Angelina. I know that Joe Arden has coached you. Can you tell us how that experience was, how you met him?
Sure. So I met, I don't even know if I met him, but it was, he was in the same social media space as I was. I'm a romance fan. I'm a romance listener. So I was a listener of his work. And then just like, consuming his content. And I sent him a message and I was like, hey, do you coach? You do because I part of, what I did in my first year and a half was I did every coaching opportunity I possibly could. I trained and I practiced and I trained some more. And he is a master at that emotional connection and that part that I just really wanted to dig into. And so I reached out to him. And I don't know if he responded the first time, but then I followed up again. He was like, okay, you followed up. All right. Yeah, let's do a coaching session. So we did, oh God, I don't know how many coaching sessions we did, but we did several. And he was a mentor to me. And it was how do I describe the experience? I mean, it was stressful and emotional and deep and really inspiring. Just the way he connects to the material and the way he taught me to connect with the material is really profound and has been profound to my career.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful to hear all the emotions and everything that he can pour out from a character. And that's really what I think draws a lot of his fans, us and everybody in, is that ability to do that emotion. And that's so awesome that you got to coach with him. And always trying to think of I sit there practicing like with Kate talking on these interviews, and I was like, wow, there's like no emotion in my voice. Like, like I just have no idea. So, I can't imagine how that like doing that practice and getting into those emotions, like how much work that actually really takes.
Yeah, I mean, just it's different when you're reading a page, right? Because the tendency is to start putting on a voice or performing it rather than just reading it. And I think like
Yeah.
my approach to it is just I read everything like I would dialogue, just at a different level, but it's all dialogue to me. So
Mhm.
like none of it feels, or I try to make sure none of it feels like narrative. It feels like that person talking to you.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and he
That's a good,
really helped
yeah.
a lot. He
And I
really
think
and
Oh,
that,
that's
he
so awesome.
Go ahead.
sorry, I think that's just so wonderful because I think there is a difference between somebody narrating a book to you and performing it. And not
Mhm.
everybody can do it, but you do a
Yeah,
phenomenal job at it.
I
you
appreciate that.
really do. It's beautiful to hear.
I'm just curious though, Angelina, do you feel like because you were a romance fan first, that kind of gave you, I don't want to say an edge, but it gave you a different perspective because now you're not just reading on your Kindle, you're
Mhm.
actually performing it. So did that give you any kind of a different perspective?
It gave me a different perspective in that I love it. I love the content. I love the characters. I love the everything. I don't there is not a moment where I'm judging the material.
Okay.
Because I know there are some people who are just like romance isn't for them, right? They don't get the
Yeah.
characters, they don't get the tropes, they don't get the sexuality, they don't get like all of these things that they're reading they don't connect with.
Yeah.
And I just love love stories. I love smut. I love all of it.
Mhm.
And so being a
Mhm.
romance reader helped in that respect because I also know the books. I know
Yeah.
the genres. I know like I have a keen knowledge of all of it. Yeah. Yeah. So
Sorry,
So what's
I
the
just took over.
hardest
Sorry.
part
No,
about,
no, you're good. You're good. We love this. All right, Kate, I think it's your
yeah, so
go.
what's the hardest part about narrating a book for you? Is it like with the scene that maybe hits emotionally hard or you connect to, is it hard for you to separate and be able to perform it the way that you want it to hit, um, and not get wrapped up in that, the building emotion of the scene?
I think the hardest part of narrating for me, I think it's just staying out of my head and overthinking it. Because as soon as I start see? I started thinking about me talking and then I couldn't say words. There we go. My brain gave me an example.
They're hard
Um,
sometimes.
Words are
here's an
hard.
example. Yeah, I start overthinking things and overthinking my connection or overthinking my enunciation, and then it pulls me out and
Yeah.
it ultimately ends up doing what I think that I'm already doing, like I'm not doing it right. So I have to stop and just take myself away, remove myself, and reset. Because really, it's just about finding the truth in the text. And that's all I'm doing. And I need to just stop thinking about all the other things. And that's,
Yeah,
yeah,
it is hard and almost everything to get out of our heads, and
yeah,
our brains are constantly battling what our
Mm-hmm.
hearts are
Yeah.
trying to convey.
yeah, yeah. So true.
Yeah. Sometimes that inner
Um,
voice needs to just stop
right, right, like
anymore.
just
Just stuff a
Yeah.
sock in it.
huh?
Just stuff a sock in it.
Yeah.
Right,
Right. I wish.
right,
Mm,
Right, exactly. It would be
absolutely.
easier if we could.
yeah, it would.
Um, so can you offer any tips for new and aspiring narrators? I know we've kind of touched on your journey and everything like that.
Practice, coach, get
Mm-hmm.
coaching, practice some more, practice some more. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. You don't have the right voice. You don't. Just practice, practice and listen and practice some more and listen. and practice.
Yeah.
That's really it. I mean, there are a lot of
True.
things, people will say, oh, this mic or oh, this whatever. And yeah, like there are things that you can do on the periphery to kind of help propel you forward. But ultimately, focus on the work, focus on the craft. Because that's really the thing that's going to define you and set you apart, because like there are so many narrators right now, and then there's AI, and it's like what like but what's going to set you apart? What's going to make you better than AI? Because human voices are wonderful and fantastic, but AI is really good. It can be really good.
See, I haven't listened to it.
Like, I mean, in a book, not necessarily, but like if you listen to some AI, it's starting to get difficult to tell the difference. When you start listening to characters, when you start listening to emotional nuance, that's when you hear the difference. That's when I hear the difference. So it's like if you're a narrator, you can't read it. You can't read the book because AI can read a book with a nice voice, because they take everyone's voices. But like, what are you bringing? Are you bringing that emotional nuance? You can tell when there are 3 emotional transitions in a sentence. AI can't tell that.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
So
your voice is your most important tool, and you got to be able to utilize it in all its spectrum, really, to beat out AI. And like you said, you don't need the microphone. Like that stuff helps.
Yeah.
But this is your.
I think it has to come from your heart too. Like you said here, but it comes from lower too.
Yeah, if you can't connect to the material, if you cannot connect emotionally to the material and convey that in a truthful way that connects with listeners and makes them feel something, then you got to keep working.
Yeah. And one thing I've noticed too, because I've watched, Angelina cooks dinner with me, and she's at work with me. It's not awkward at all. She's in my kitchen, at work, in my office. And one thing that's really fascinating that AI could never touch on is, and I don't mean this to come off in a creepy way, but I love watching your face when you do it, because it's a computer could never convey that emotion that I'm seeing on your face, that's coming out of your mouth and is eventually going to be, in a book. And that's part of what sets you apart. I almost exclusively listen to audio, and there is a difference that you can, and then because I can hear it in your voice, but I can also see it in your face as you're recording, and that's never been lost on me. And a computer could never touch what you do.
I appreciate that. I do. And I know I'm not for everyone. So like I get, but I do appreciate that, Brenna. Thank you.
Well, it's their loss. So
it is their loss.
Yeah.
You can hear it. Especially, I just started Between Never and Forever. And yes, I love it. But you hit, so the emotion is so raw. And I just am in awe of how well you are able to connect to some of these characters and just give them a life and a voice. So they're written right, but then you take it to that next level and you really elevate who they are as a person. And not everybody will do that.
Yeah.
Little side note too, because I don't know if she's going to say it, but I'm going to say you wrote the song too, didn't you?
I wrote the music. Britt Benson wrote the lyrics, and I wrote the melody. You probably haven't gotten to those parts yet.
Know that.
Yeah. I figured you did, because I was like, I don't think I told you guys that. I was like, I know I told you she sings.
Yeah. Oh, that is so awesome.
Hold on, let me take off my super fan hat.
I love you, Brenna.
Fun, always.
Yes.
It's a little heavy.
It's a little heavy. Here, we'll help you carry it.
We're here at like the 30 minutes. Do you want to keep going, or what does everybody's time look like?
I'm good.
I'm fine. I'm fine to answer whatever.
I'm here all day.
Okay. Sorry. I know I broke that up. I can clip that out if we need to.
We had a whole code. She was going to rub her nose twice.
Oh, yeah, the code.
Oh. I was like, wait, what?
Stop talking.
What was that? There was like a Seinfeld episode where they're at a party and they're telling each other that, we got to have a code to get out of this party, and they kept ignoring each other. Oh, like Elaine was like,
Uh,
Yes.
I'm a Friends fan. I didn't get into Seinfeld.
oh man, I love Seinfeld.
Sorry.
That's
Rob's
okay.
so
I still
awful.
love you. I still love you.
I was a Schitt's Creek fan, so sorry.
You were a what?
Schitt's Creek.
Oh,
Me too. Me too.
I read books.
Canadian
I don't watch
show.
TV.
yeah. Now it's all books, and I don't watch TV.
I
Yeah.
love TV.
That's yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not sleeping. I'm reading or
Yeah.
listening. Same
Yeah.
thing.
Absolutely.
how long does it take you to narrate a book?
Depends on how long the book is. I've done like 5 or 6 finished hours of audio a day. Like I've done that a few times and I don't recommend it. It's really tough because it takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours for every hour of audio. So that's like my ratio. So if I'm doing comfortably, I do 2 hours of finished audio a day. So that'll take me like a work day to do.
So what is your typical work day? Sorry.
What's my work day? My work day starts at like 4:30 a.m.
Wow.
And I mean, I have kids. I need I have like that silent time in the morning. I used to be a night owl, but now I'm like the morning. Nobody is needs me. No one online is awake yet, so I don't have to worry about messages or emails or anything. I just so I record in the morning for a little bit and try to do some admin stuff. I take my kids to school and then I come back and I record for another however many hours. That's the ideal. But I'll be honest with you, I'm a workaholic, and
I had no idea.
all of the shock. So usually, I've been working probably from 4:30 until 10 o'clock at night for the past few months, and it's not been good. So I am working really hard to get a balanced schedule where I'm not working on the weekends, where I'm not working 15 hours a day, where I'm not forgetting about my life outside of this booth door because it's hard.
Like taking time for you, for the family.
Yeah, just being around for my kids.
You're winding down, relaxation time and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm not a person who relaxes. I can't relax. But I would like to read a book for pleasure.
Oh,
I really would.
Yeah. I might have some recommendations.
Really? Do you? Good to know.
I have a very long list.
Now, do you listen to audiobooks for fun? If you have time to read, do you prefer just on a page, or do you can you still enjoy an audiobook, or do you listen to it as a narrator, or can you listen to it as a reader?
I stopped being able to enjoy audiobooks 8 months ago. I can't
that breaks my heart for you.
I know, me too. If it's a non-romance book, with a narrator I really, really admire, then I could do it. But with romance, it feels I work with all of these people.
That's what I was going to say. They're your coworkers now. Yeah.
They're my coworkers. So if I'm listening to a book with Jason Clark or whatever, and there's a spicy scene or whoever it is, I'm just he is my coworker. I feel this is somehow not appropriate. I don't know what it is. And I know them as people, and I hear their voices as people, and I'm oh, that's just Jason Clark. Oh, that's just such and such. So I have a really difficult time listening to romance audio now, unfortunately.
Which I get that completely, because even having a conversation, with you right now, and knowing in the back, and even in our own, outside of this conversation, and having, just talking about whatever, baking something. And then in the back of my mind is, we'll take Karis because that's or The Architect. And you have these two highly sexual books. And it's like, but then I'm like, okay, well, Angelina's my friend. So it's a little bit weird. It's this weird dynamic. So I kind of can understand exactly what you're saying. Like, okay, well, but then again, I have to separate the two and say, this is my friend over here, and this is the narrator over here. But it is a bit, I completely understand that what you're saying. Completely.
And some people are good, like Tiffany P. Reeds. Like, she's one of my best friends. And she can listen to I do too. She's a wonderful, wonderful human being, honestly.
I'm getting better at it. So it's,
yeah. But like, she's like, yeah, I can listen to your books. It's fine. Like, she talks to me every day, all day, but she can separate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. She doesn't have that. I think some people do it better than others, but I think that's also the risk of, like, it's something I think about a lot as a narrator, because I'm like, how facing do I want to be with the book community, with the listeners? Like, I feel like I'm a member of the community because I'm such a romance fan, but also I don't want people to listen to books thinking, oh yeah, that's Angelina. And I think you run the risk of, like, you hear my voice, Brenna. How much do you hear my voice? It's like, it becomes so familiar that it's like, it might not, it might pull you out of it. And I don't want that to happen.
It will.
So, like, I think about that quite a bit.
It doesn't.
Sorry, I went on a tangent.
Love the tangent. It's just so good to hear, like, how real and, it's true that those are hard to, like, for some people to compartmentalize, and no, it's absolutely totally real.
Yeah.
And it's getting easier though. The more we talk about things, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
At first I was like, okay, this is kind of weird, but no. But it's a role you're playing. It's not like you're telling, you know what I'm saying? So
it's the character that you're, connecting with.
Like, I have to be like, okay, well, it wasn't Angelina who made me cry. It was the character in the book. So I have to separate the two.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can.
So I know recently you hit 100 books recorded. Congratulations.
Yay.
And I have a feeling that tally's probably not accurate anymore, because I want to say that was back in, was it April that you hit 100?
Yeah, I think that was around April, end of March, early April. Yeah, I hit 100 books. I'm probably at, I want to say, about 115 now, almost.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Right? Round of applause.
Now I'm going to slow down. So it'll be a while before I hit 200, I think.
What do you do to relax? What helps you relax and kind of separate from, I know you said that you're a workaholic. As a fellow workaholic who works from home, I also have a terrible time separating the two. So I find that I have to stay out of my office if I really wanted to separate and spend time with the family. And it's still hard.
It's hard. It's really, I don't relax. It's a problem. It's like legit. Like, I think, I did a post, whatever, at the end of May about, for the Mental Health Awareness Month. Like, it's not a joke. Like, it's no joke. Like, workaholism, obsessive, work behaviors. Like, it's wonderful because I love my job so much and I've achieved so much and my work is meaningful to people and all of these things. But as a human, I am very conscious of the fact that I need to relax, because I can't remember the last time I sat down for an hour not working in the past 2 years. I don't think there has been an hour that I have not been working in some way.
Wow.
You really run the risk of burnout and be terrible for the book community, but also for yourself, because I found something that you're so passionate about and love, but not be able to connect to it the same way because it's overwhelming almost.
Yeah, I mean, you can have there's an excess of everything, right? You can have too much cake. You love the cake so much, but like
I don't know about
at
that.
some point at some point it's gonna make you sick, right? At some point
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
give you a bellyache, and
Yeah.
it's yeah. So I don't know what I do to relax because I read to relax, which is my job. So um, I
Maybe that hiking doesn't sound so terrible.
just bringing that full circle. I love that.
There you go.
Yeah.
See what you did there.
I need some trees and fresh air.
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah.
Well, good. I want to thank you, Angelina, for joining us, and Brenna for taking the time out of your day. This was
Of
so
course.
fun to really get to know you and to just chat and have fun,
Hang
have
in.
some laughs, and
Yes. Thank you so
maybe this
much.
is kind of relaxing.
I mean, it's
I don't
fun. It's so much.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, I really appreciate you asking me to be here and listening to my work, and I
Mhm.
genuinely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well,
Thank
we
you so
absolutely
much.
love you.
Yes.
Yes.
She knows I love her too.
We love you. So
Yeah.
really, but not just as a performer, but also as a person. You are
Person.
genuinely a amazing person,
Yeah.
and I appreciate everything that you do for the community
Mhm.
and making positive spaces and taking chances on small people like us, who are just starting out. I really appreciate that. Not everybody will do
Yeah.
that, and I really appreciate it.
It means a lot. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you love
start tearing up actually.
what? Sorry.
What did you say?
I'm gonna start tearing up actually.
Oh,
Oh,
I was
don't,
gonna be the one to cry.
don't.
Okay, go ahead.
No, it's so much fun. I'm so happy to be here. I mean, I love like any opportunity that I can take to talk about books, to talk about,
Mhm.
the work, like all of that. I just, I yeah, I'm just happy to be here and connect with you. So thank you
Oh,
for having
thank
me.
you so much. It was so nice, Angelina.
I
I
hope you
appreciate it.
relax today and do
Yes.
something for yourself that doesn't involve a book.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
It'll be a goal, and I'll check in with you
It's
every so often
happening
to see
in
how
this
you're
side
doing.
of the brain right here.
Right? I mean, I'm already in my booth with my I'm ready to record.
Right? Oh,
Hike, I
can't
mean.
wait. Oh, yes, yes.
It's
That's
okay. It's
that's
okay.
the new term.
I will just check in on you and help you make sure
Absolutely.
you reach those goals.
All right. Thank you
Have
so
you
much.
done your hike today?
Mhm. Gotta
Yes.
check in.
Checking the mail could count as a hike, okay?
Okay. That's
True,
I live
that's
in
true.
We
Flatland. That
start
doesn't count.
small and we can build
Yeah.
bigger.
Right.
I can handle that.
Can you tell us what you're working on, or no? Okay, you don't have to. I'm just curious.
I'm working on a few books at one time right now.
Okay.
So yeah.
Multitasking.
Okay.
I know a
I'll come stalk you
multitasker.
online and listen.
Yeah, I mean you can listen because like I just don't I'm like which one am I gonna do right now? It's because I'm
Right.
behind, right? Because
Yeah.
of I had a little bit of vocal rest. So
You'll
anyway,
catch up.
I will.
You'll get
You
I will
will.
do it soon. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Spark
much.
Plugs, for joining us. Thank you, Brenna. And thank you
Thank
again,
you.
Angelina.
It was
You
an
guys
honor
are
to have you both
beautiful.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We love you. Take care.
Bye, you too.
Bye.
Bye.